welcome back, hunters. I'm the Survivalist, and we return to Askiy Ridge in the Hunter Call of the Wild, the latest DLC for the map set in Alberta, Canada. So last episode, we just got our first bit of a bearing with the new map. We've hunted down a mule deer as well as a dusky grouse, and we're at the first lookout tower. We're going to climb up, just take a look from it. But overall, I'm loving the vibes and feel of the map. I'm curious to see how it'll go along. I'm probably going to approach this like I've done for my Way of the Hunter series, where we'll try to focus through the main story stuff first, and once that's out of the way...
Take a look at the valley and the mountains in front of you. Everything that you can see is planned. I mean, rumored to be resort space. That's about half of the preserve as it is now. Askiy Ridge has been a big hunting site for, thousands of years at least. My ancestors were one of the first people to trade with the settlers on this river. We've been chased out of this area for a long time, and it's only been a decade since we've been able to reclaim the place as a hunting site. I would just hate to see all of that history go away again. So, this is what I'm thinking. You and I can work to drum up some interest to save the preserve. If we get enough people on board, then that will show the council that people really care about protecting this place. It will take a lot of work, though. A lot of sweat and elbow grease. Think you're up for it?
Okay, so it's basically trying to drum up support and that to keep the hunting preserve as a hunting preserve. I can get behind that. Yeah, I'll just use that.
Hold on. That's strange. Someone's calling the preserve hotline. Let me take this call and get back to you.
Okay, so there's that done. Yeah, there's a little bit of hunting pressure from what we've been through. And there's a fair bit to go around. Looks like we might even have a different area down south, too. Nope. Okay, harvest, gold rating, or better, 15 species in Alberta. Ooh. Okay, is that actually... Okay, that's a side mission, so I'm guessing we might have another mission come along, because, like, if that is our next goal, that's a lot to meet. But, I mean, it does kind of look like we are going the opposite way from where more of the reserve is, so... You know what, we'll follow along the trail that's kind of here for now. I think this is it here. Yeah.
Hi.
Oh.
Sorry about that. I just got a report about a tree damn near falling on someone's head. Caller said he didn't get a closer look at what caused it or why. Can you visit the cabin he was staying in and have a poke around for me?
I should be able to do that. Okay, where's the cabin? Ooh, that's quite a ways off.
Taking care of all 60 or so square kilometers of Askiy Ridge. I've tried to get the council to hire more hands, but they say money is tight. But hey, if we get enough hunters coming in to visit, maybe we'll raise enough money to afford an extra hand. So yeah, if you play your cards right, you might even get a job offer out of all of this. I think you'd have to be Métis or Cree, though. You don't happen to have your status or Métis card on hand, do you?
Yeah, so for people who are playing the game who aren't Canadian, understand what that means. It basically means you have a lot of the First Nations land and work in that. They do want you to be a first...
Métis and Cree, I'm more than happy to give you a guided tour of Askiy Ridge. Not in person, I'm afraid. But I can give you directions to each site and a little blurb about each of our landmarks. It's one of the many things I do for visitors. Whenever we have them, I mean.
Okay, so as long as I'm not interrupted again...
This is just my personal opinion, but it's hard for me to see the benefit of a resort here. For starters, we're really remote. We're gonna have to spend a lot of money on infrastructure before construction even begins. And I know that the hunting preserve isn't exactly overflowing with people, but that's just because we've never done any kind of marketing for this place. When you think about it, we're getting a lot of return from visitors here with very little investment put in.
And there's more. I'm just waiting for her to put that out, because I know it'll pop up.
As long as, you know, it's all gotta be about the money. I mean, you've been here for a hot minute. What do you think? It's pretty here, right? Lots of flora and fauna. You don't wish that you were hitting the slopes right about now? Actually, never mind. Don't answer that.
Okay, so will I have any more interruptions, or can I talk? Because you definitely need to keep wild places out in the world. Hunting preserves, conservation areas, you need them in place, and I would like to see, like, areas like this are just left to be naturally as they are. Oh. Wasn't expecting a warning call that close. Let me just see if maybe I can back up and call them out to us. But before I did get interrupted for like trying to explain, I think down in the United States they're more common for using the term Native Americans for indigenous people. Up here, it's more First Nations, I believe, are what the most politically correct term is. But it is a case of, for work on, like, First Nations lands, reserves, jobs, or such, they do want you to have First Nations heritage to yourself for them. So what they mean by status card or, like, Métis is that you have that heritage behind yourself. Just because I know if you're an outsider, you might have no clue what that exactly is talking about there. Okay, we had the warning call come in, but I didn't think I heard it run off. So I don't know if it's still in the... Oh! Okay, we had something, so it might still be somewhere around here. Yeah, I got tracks of something over there. It might be... Oh! Yeah, one thing's about using collars to hunt is that it'll often pull the animals in that situation where it's like, again, facing you straight on. So trying to figure out the aiming for, like, where you want to go for it. And it's not a bad-looking mule deer either. So I'll just see if we can pull it a little bit closer in and use the bow for it. Because we're in a pretty good spot right here. We do have branches blocking a little bit of... Yeah, bugger you. Makes me want to say, forget the bow, I'll just use the rifle on him. Oh, but I can't tell... Okay, there's something else that made a call, too, but I'm just going to wait a moment and then follow up. But yeah, decide to just rest right in front of us. Like, it's just the point of, oh, you know what, you want to play hard, I'll play easy instead. Okay, I think that should be enough time, because... Oh, yeah, there he is, right there. That was a much easier lung shot. So I'll go, walk, collect you, and I think if we basically just keep following this trail, we might take a cut up here, but then we'll have the main road we can follow on down. But this might be a gold mule deer for raiding. We'll see once we harvest them. Let's take a look. Yeah, there's our gold. And that is where we want to aim, is these big squares right here are... Well, actually, let me go into inspect mode again. Yeah, these big squares here are the lungs. And it's much bigger than the little heart tucked in there. So that's why I'd probably recommend, if you are going to play and you're new to hunting or that, try to learn where the lungs are for the animals. Those will be your best bet for getting steady results. And also most ethical hunting, because that puts them down faster than any other shots. And you really should only need the one, as long as it's the right caliber, or in this case, the right weapon class for the species. But yeah, God, I love the snowy forest aesthetic. That's the snow-dusted pine limbs, walking through, the little bit of a winter wonderland feeling. I wish Monster Hunter had something more like this. Just because, I mean, that's my favorite game franchise, and this is my favorite sort of environment area. Just be nice if it could have that. I know Iceborne had, like, the first little areas into it had that. Okay, that's just me, I think, walking through the branch, making a bit of noise there. I thought with finding the grouse tracks, maybe we'd stumble upon it soon, too. Not hard to say. But anyway, I know Iceborne had, like, the first little area had a little bit of, like, the snow forest, but then it always seems like Monster Hunter kind of divulges into the same tropes for areas. The deserts all, well, I guess up until Wilds were all basically just big areas of sand with some small rocky alcoves. Old volcanic areas or stuff with lava were all just mountainous volcano rock, same thing to expect. The snow areas were all just ice and tundra, not really a lot of forest behind them or that. Okay, these are very old, so no real point trying to follow up with the grouse. Yeah, you know what? Maybe we'll try to follow just along this trail here for a moment. Just because it has been producing results for us with that mule. See if there's anything else about here. Because I may be mistaken, I know nature usually tries to be as energy efficient as it possibly can. So, like, even for animals with their instincts, instead of, like, just wandering through the bush, they'll try to follow game trails and certain pathways through that are easier to walk. So, like, us sticking to the trails in-game. Oh, that's right above us. I was trying to figure out, okay, there was a sound wave on the left, and then the right, then above. Gotta pay a little more attention to some things. But anyway, I think with nature trying to be efficient, you might actually have the chance of encountering things along trailways more than you might think. As long as there's not too much human activity, too, on them. Yeah, so you know what? This, I think I'm just going to actually cut off that big loop around there and just go straight north. Actually, looks like the grouse we were following decided to do this route, too. Just in a trot, and we'll keep going to see what we can find, as well as just keep trying to glass through some of the trees and that. There are areas where you'll have a lot of visibility, like if I wanted to look up the side of the mountain there, I easily can. I think I also want to keep some eyes open just for moving around trees and that as well. Who knows what we'll come across. I wouldn't mind trying to find some really good bighorn sheep. They are a species that I love the look of them, but since you don't have collars that you can use to draw them in, they're much easier to use, or much easier to hunt with, like, firearms than a bow and arrow or any archery equipment. Crossbow you might have a little bit better luck with because they do have a further range on them. But if you want to do, like, full traditional bow and arrow, you basically have to hope you find them in, like, a need zone, and you have plenty of time you can use to try to catch and get into a range. Because if they start moving, you're probably not going to be able to keep up without getting noticed by them. Oh, actually, you know what? Following this grouse is actually kind of working for taking us around where I want to go, so... yeah, we'll probably have to cut a little bit more north to eventually hit that road to follow, but... for the time being, we have a little trail to follow, and maybe we'll have a little bit of game to get from it. Just trying to see if I can spot it ahead before I get too close. There are warning calls that a lot of the game species do put out once you, like, get within a certain distance or, like, get detected by them, so they can help you narrow down, like, exactly where they are, but... yeah, it still says very old, so truth be told, we might not even be catching up to it. But the direction is still decent enough that we might as well follow with it. Till maybe we hear something else call out, or... get a good opening to do some glassing and see if we can spot any other game. Like, you know what? We'll branch off and actually take a look over here. It looks like the forest opens up a bit to the slope. See if we can get lucky and spot anything else. Now, at the steep mountain like this is where I would think if you were looking for bighorns, the mountain there would probably be a good idea to try looking around for them. Yeah, pretty quiet and still out here. But that has a little bit of its own allure to it as well. Almost feels like you can be the only one or the only thing in the world at times. Well, looks like something was grazing up here. I don't know if it was... maybe deer, elk, could even be the sheep, but we'll see. Mountain goats. Oh, okay, so we actually have both mountain goats and bighorn sheep on the map. Again, no sightings of either of them yet, but... interesting to know that we do have that them as an option to go after. I'm just going to take a quick glance down there, since we are up pretty high. But yeah, I'm not seeing too much of anything. And we are starting to close the way around to that cabin. Yeah, we also got the mountain goat track, but again, I think it said basically from 7 to 2 there, and it is... quite a ways off, so I don't think we'll see any of them back. Yeah, maybe we'll try going for that road next. Let's try to keep a steady bearing, and then maybe we'll find it. It is also the case, too, of, like the mule deer, maybe just wandering through the bush for a little while, we'll actually get another encounter just by chance. Yeah, we got the goat tracks. They're another one where you don't really have any way of bringing them in towards you, so you either have to set up a little spot to, like, watch and survey a need zone from, or have to be pretty good with your stalking ability to sneak in close. The rifle, though, would take them down, no problem. Yeah, so far pretty quiet out here. I thought maybe I might hear or stumble upon something else, but looks like this might just be general wilderness. So I think we will want to work at, instead of going straight for that, I think we'll cut out and try to see about reaching what I think is a road or a path of some kind up there. Then maybe we can follow that down and we'll find a few more signs of game or other animals. Again, there are some nice little, like, open spots that we come across every now and then, but nothing seems to be kind of using them or around here right now. But that is the case of why these episodes are going to be pretty long in length, is instead of cutting out a lot of, like, the empty back and forth, I want to keep it in so that way the full experience is, like, properly shown. Anybody can make a highlight reel of, like, say, 10 minutes of going after, well, I shouldn't say going after the animal, but, like, highlighting all the shots and harvests they got. But if they leave out all the travel time and distance and setup, I don't know, it can kind of feel like it just doesn't really do justice to everything it takes to go to that point. I'm just a little curious about what these tracks are, because they are pretty out here in the middle of nowhere. I'm wondering, maybe bear? Something more solitary? No, grouse. Okay, and again, I might actually look at sprinting to the road. Just because otherwise I'm probably going to be in the bush for a while. I heard something. I don't know if it made a warning call, but there's an odd sound as I started to run there. I don't know if maybe I scared... Yeah, I'm just going to try heading straight this way, or try to keep on a straight bearing. I think it's because there's, like, the little arrow for, like, the objective on the right-hand side. Just for whatever reason, by instinct, I keep getting drawn to turning right for it. Which, I mean, eventually we do want to hit it, but I prefer to get a little bit more just roaming and scouting in while I can, too. Oh, Black Bear Rest Zone. I wonder if it's possible I might have spooked one being up here. Although it looks like the tracks might be going downhill. Oh, yeah, the female was going down this way. I don't think I'm looking to have an encounter with her, but she is heading in the direction of the road, so at least maybe that'll give me, like, something to kind of keep focused on, so I don't keep getting drawn to the right there. You know what, actually, let me go... I want to place a waypoint there. There's something tucked all the way up there that I just want to see what it could be. It does also look like, if I open the map, there's a river. So there could be the chance we might even see beavers along there. Maybe we can try for one of them. Yeah, I see a little track down there, but there's nothing that's really, like, made me think there's all that much worth going off to find, although... Okay, we do have fresh bear sign. So there might not be one too far from here. Was it going down? Yeah. Okay, I thought I saw something just to the right there. Yeah, I'm just going to crouch for a little bit here. I'm going to speed walk our way down, but just because that does say it's fresh, we might be able to come across the bear. We could even see about trying to bring it in for hunting one down. It is a female, though, so we'll have to see. I can't remember for, like, the game species, when it comes to, like, the carnivorous animals, if the females are as worth as the... or, like, as high scoring as males are for, like, say, when you have deer species with their antlers. I think I mean, it depends on the species, but I think the females generally do get a bit bigger than the males. But I think for scoring for a lot of predator species, it's more by, like, the skull size. But yes, with her looking like she went over that way and our waypoint here, I'm just going to leave her be. I think I'd probably want to stick to... Oh! Yeah, looks like one's just resting, looking up in the trees. But yeah, that's just a trivial, so I'm not even going to worry about trying to go for her. I don't think I have to worry about her charging me with the distance, but there is elk up here, too. So I'm hoping I'll probably, like, have her alert that I'm here. Nope, actually, all the way to a flea. Okay, I wasn't sure if she would just, like, pick up and be cautious, or she would get fully startled like that. If I really want to go fast through the reserve, I do have the ATVs. I could take one out and just drive my way around, but I feel like I want to be more feet on the ground exploring for this map. At least for a while. Oh, it's getting a little bit thick up ahead, and it looks like we have another need zone found. And this one does look like it's grazing, so this might be an elk need zone down here. Yeah, it's another trot. Oh, that's exactly what it is. Led us to where they like to eat. Oh, no, black bear rest zone. Right beside an elk grazing site. A little bit of an odd mix, but okay. And I don't think black bear would ever really go after elk. Grizzly, definitely, but I don't think black bears have the size for it. They definitely scavenge, but I don't see them being able to hunt one down. Yeah, very old, so we're not going to come across the elk here, I don't think. Oh, come on. Why does that not want to... There we go. Oh, and grouse feed zone. Oh yeah, that opened up to a lot of visibility here. Okay, I think that's just a bush. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, crud. Okay, was not expecting the wolf attack. Okay, that should take you down. I'm just trying to remember. Ow. Okay, I've got first aid kits for that. Oh, no, that's not one. Okay, that's where arcadey element comes into play, but yeah, I was not expecting the wolf pack all of a sudden. I know my shooting was terrible for them. Yeah, that was to the skull. That was just to try to take him down if I could. Okay, didn't look like I was able to get the arrow back. So we know wolves are on the map now, and they can be aggressive. Now, in real life, they would not be that aggressive at all. I don't think there's actually that many instances of, like, documented wolf attacks at all. Let's just look and see if I can get the arrows back from. Oh, well, there's that one down. Yeah, it's a little hard to get the arrows to be highlighted, because I think I have a skill where I can get a little bit of ammo back from them. But when it's, like, actually in the animal, it's a little hard to do at times. Oh, well, there's a gold wolf. Not exactly one of the cleaner kills, but... Actually, maybe it was. Yeah, there's a gold gray wolf. Yeah, that's one of the arcade features. I kind of hope... That's something I kind of like to see them change with the wolf behavior, is, like, more so if they have a kill they're on, have them that aggressive and provoked. But, like, it just seemed like they randomly came on me as I came across them, and they were not happy about me here. Not to say any wolf would really be all that okay with you, but I don't think they'd be, like, that aggressive and go right after you. But that is quite an interesting encounter, especially with how quiet it's been up to this point. I wonder if they were trying to come across the elk here? Well, we'll at least be able to set up that hunting tower that's here, and then we could try to follow along the river for a while if we want to. My guess is the elk are probably long past, like, being in this area. But I think I've gotten everything hunted down there. Oh. Oh, that's actually interesting. I don't know if they had this before. If you hover over areas of, like, hunting pressure, it tells you, like, if it's high or low for it. And usually the hunting pressure just means, like, animals will try to avoid that area because you've hunted other stuff there. Yeah, it's just the... Oh. I mean, it's fitting for Canada geese to be on this map of Alberta, Canada. Actually, I don't know if they would be up here with snow. I guess maybe, like, if it's more spring-wise, but I thought they'd migrate down south for it. I think it's usually more around spring, summer, and autumn where we have the geese up north. Oh. Okay, that... I'm actually kind of surprised to hear that low, or, like, that high pitch of a squeak from one. I was like, I thought that was a female making, like, the warning call out there. Oh, just kind of feeling my back a little bit for how I'm sitting in the chair, but... We'll see if maybe we can call it out. Because it was somewhere back in the bush there. It is going to be a little hard with the interact key to be able to probably... Oh. Oh. Oh, that's handy. Okay, I thought that was just like a weird little, like... Okay, that's actually handy. It's a window. I am stupid. I was trying to think, like, why is that little pillar in the middle there? No, it's just like... Yeah, I'm dumb. I mean, you guys have known that for a long time if you've watched the videos, but... Yeah, it's not too bad of a distance out. I've got the right arrow I need for it. Oh, okay. Yeah, see, that's a little bit of why I like using the electronic sight, because you can see, like, how high of a difference there was between the center for aiming to try to get that hit off, and where it actually registered your arrow would land on it. Oh, okay, we can head out right now. He went right down. There we go. But yeah, that's neat. Actually, little interactable windows to open and close that. So that was a good lung shot. Took it right on down. We've definitely gotten a nice mix of animals this episode. The gold mule deer, the wolf pack, Manitoban elk now. I might want to just get to the river and we'll see if there's anything along there for anything to immediately try for. Or maybe we should stick to the road with the goal in mind, since there's a couple kilometers to go for it. Yeah, maybe we'll stick to the road for now. Just that way I don't get too sidetracked with, again, wanting to try to follow up with, I'm surprised the arrow was that powerful to go through it, but you know what? I won't complain. It is a pretty nice looking one as well. Wonder if I should save the taxonomize it. Trying to think if there's anywhere it lists, like... Okay, no, diamond would be 457, so this is actually on the lower end of gold, I believe. Yeah, so we'll just say we won't save or taxonomize that, and just see about getting to the road and keep going. See if we can spot anything else along the sides, given we have such a good view from there. But yeah, Askiy Ridge has been pretty productive for us. Aside from, again, I think the behavior for the wolf is a little weird. I could see it being something instead of, like, trying to circle as they had, if they more stood their ground and barked a bit at you. And maybe if you didn't, like, yield and back off, maybe then they go aggressive. But yeah, that's pretty atypical for behavior of the wolves. Or, like, compared to, like, how wolves actually are. Maybe we'll just get to that next hill and then end the episode here, given we do have a little ways to go. The plan worked out actually decently enough, aside from the weird little loop there I made. Yeah, we'll follow the road all the way down, see if we spot anything from the sides. We do have the one rifle on hand, so as long as it's not like, say, the bison or the elk. I think there might even be moose on the map too, but I'm not 100% sure on that. As long as it's nothing that needs, like, the highest, or the high grain arrow, that's it. Doesn't need the heaviest ammo type possible. We should be able to get it just from the road and walking along. But yeah, Askiy Ridge, beautiful sights. I love the snowy forest aesthetic. And it's proven to be a really, really nice reserve to hunt on. Nice visibility through tree lines. The snow effects and everything are great to see. It is a really nice DLC for the game. And again, giving you the new rifle right off the bat to try hunting with is also really good too. Kind of gives you the incentive to want to try it out. And we might have ourselves a goose to cook. I'll see if I can get... Oh, okay, so there's one group there. But there should be another group closer that call came from. Oh, yeah, there's the river there. Just want to be cautious about going slow, because, again, it sounded like that call was within 100 meters, so it shouldn't be too far out from us. Wonder if it maybe even came from right there. Oh! Okay, looks like he... Nope. Okay, there's another one there. See, he's down in the grass a bit, so he's kind of hard to spot. Yeah, looks like it's just the two. Got him. And I don't think that actually... That's the two of them. Okay. Yeah, so that looks like the other goose that was there didn't even realize was there, got off, but... We'll let them go and just go collect these two and end today's episode there. Couple can of geese to round out today's episode for. Not too shabby. We'll have to see what else we can get. Yeah, there you are. Ooh, that was actually a gold goose. Actually, that's not too bad, but I think if we could have gotten a little higher, I would have saved a trophy for that. So we'll just get that unsaved harvest in. Yeah, this is a need zone for them. And get her in. Ooh. I only just got that one. Definitely had to aim a little lower on there, but again, that's where I like the electronic sight for the bow and arrow. Makes it a lot easier trying to get anything done with it. Especially since I don't actually know if you can put like a 3-pin sight on the takedown recurve. I should take a quick look and see if it has that as an option. Okay, no, it doesn't look like it lists anything for, like, what it can use. I'd have to probably be at the shop for that. So yeah, we'll just get to the road and then wrap today's episode for the Hunter Call of the Wild there. Alberta is proving to be a pretty good hunting spot for us. And again, gorgeous views of the mountains and the forests. Okay, with that, we are good to wrap up today's episode right here. Thank you all very much for joining me on this episode of The Hunter Call of the Wild, the Askiy Ridge DLC. If you liked the video, be sure to give it a like, and if you have any comments, tips, or tricks, be sure in the comments right down below. Until I see you all in the next video or episode of Survivors and Hunters, please remember, as always, to take care, stay alive, and happy hunting.